Sete Cidades of Sao Miguel Island is one of the best spots in the Azores. From the volcanic crater lakes to the abandoned Monte Palace Hotel and even a thermal tide pool, this area is absolutely full of adventure that we cannot wait to share in today's video.
I feel like you never know what you're gonna get on the islands because the clouds move in and out and you're going up into the mountains and there's fog, but we were skeptical and then we came through to the viewpoint and it's actually breaking up a little bit right here, so you can see the beautiful farmlands behind us. I also feel like I really overuse the word beautiful, but it truly is so pretty here and I just love all of the scenery. Everything here is so lush too. I mean, on like one little stump, there's ferns and these spiky plants and grass and mushrooms and just so much flora and fauna here on the island. It's incredible.
All of these stops are along the Sete Cidades area, which is the tour that we're doing today. So we're self-driving along the rim of what is, I believe, a series of 12 volcanoes, and there's a lot of other stops along the way too, like this awesome aqueduct.
Not only is the nature incredible on this island, but it's also really cool to see some of this historical stuff. These aqueducts were built back in the 1850s to supply water to the island, and now it's just amazing to see how nature's kind of taken them back over. There's ivy growing on all of them. It's just so neat. I feel like on every trip I love to see nature coming back and really taking back its land and its area, and you really see it here in these old aqueducts.
Bit of an adventure exploring this area when everything's a little wet, kind of slippery, but there are trails. I promise we're not just wandering off wherever we want.
Sometimes you're trying to throw the drone up and the app just isn't working. So Kyle's over here trying to upload a new one. It's not going so well.
All right, had to re-download the file, but it was a success. I think gonna be worth it over the course of the day. Did give us about a 20-minute delay there. Let's keep going. Next stop we have, and all these are just like 2, 3, 4 minutes apart, but is the Mirador de Inferno, which I think is one of the better overlooks here. And sometimes apparently in the off season you can actually drive down this long road, but the gate is up, pedestrian access only. I believe it's about 30 minutes each way. Looking forward to get our first sight of some of the volcano lakes.
On the way to this viewpoint, you're kind of surrounded by this dark wooded area. It looks really awesome. Also, not really that crowded here on this island so far, but there's a huge tour group behind us. We're trying to walk a little fast to try and beat them there.
We're overtaking groups. Are you feeling rejuvenated from the thermal pools?
Got a burst of energy.
Last push is definitely vertical.
Feels like a 45-degree angle up this thing. We're almost there. Beautiful again, just so breathtaking.
It's a nice little Instagram spot we're seeing.
Everyone is stopping to take pictures on this little walkway. It's not that wide.
This place is absolutely packed. It's the busiest spot we've been to, but we can see why, because the view of all of the volcano lakes from here is quite spectacular. Definitely worth the 10-15 minute walk out here. Seems like whether or not the gate is open or closed to drive down, which I don't see that ever being drivable, to be honest. That review might be outdated. It is certainly worth the excursion out, even if it's crowded, honestly.
You can find moments without people around. Time for the treacherous walk down. We've already slipped a little bit. Worth the scramble.
Worth the scramble. Another quick note as we're walking out here is just how clear it is. We know how these volcanoes and mountains work in areas like this. It's always overcast and cloudy, and even somebody was down there saying this was one of the few times they could see all the way to the bottom, and there was not a cloud in sight. It's also just really cool walking in this area. You get the mist coming through with the sunlight and these tall pine trees. I don't know if we mentioned yet, but there's a ton of hiking land out here. So if you're interested in something a little bit more extensive, hop onto All Trails or something, and I think they have anything ranging from like 6 miles to 10 miles. Not gonna be for this group today, mostly just because we're trying to take in all the sights. But I think if you're spending a little bit more time here, on Sao Miguel or in the Azores in general, definitely something to consider.
Our next stop is questionable, but we know people do it and it's not blocked off or anything. So if they really didn't want people here, surely they would put a barrier up, right?
This seems like one of those things where they're, have to put up a danger caution sign out of liability, but really they don't care too much. So we're here to explore the Monte Palace Hotel, or what's left of it. This is really cool. It reminds me of like a Yes Theory video where they're always exploring random abandoned places, but check out even just like the fact that the sign is like missing some of the letters. Obviously it's filled with graffiti, which feels like a staple of abandoned locations. There's, a few dozen people here, so it's definitely safe inside, I think.
So weird being in here. It's just an experience we haven't had before, I guess, actually being in an abandoned place. You can see the elevator banks behind me that used to be here and just seeing all the debris and everything, and it's all wet from the rain, so it just has this like eerie, haunted vibe.
Not only is there the lobby, but you can go into all of the rooms of this place too. Right now, this is my balcony view room. I'm sure I had to pay extra for that. Come into the bathroom here. The remnants of the tub, the tile is still here. Carpet. This is really awesome to explore.
10 out of 10. Feels very moist, very wet. It's like a whole experience,
This is your 10 out of 10?
I'm just joking.
Realtor license revoked?
You can still see curtains and stuff in some of these rooms and like the carpet, and it's just insane. I don't know how this hotel ever became abandoned. Like, these views are incredible. Some of the best we've seen so far.
I will say it's made a little bit of an extra challenge that everything is wet, which is probably always the case here. But again, there was a huge storm last night, so we're just like sopping through the carpet or bouncing on wooden boards walking across. You gotta walk 2 hands on the board, 1 hand in the room.
Like this?
Yep. So you can keep both feet to the way right.
Ugh, that wall is so slimy. Disgusting. Really don't understand how this hotel could have possibly failed with all of these views. We've made it up to the rooftop and it is spectacular.
If you have any interest at all, I'd say, in abandoned buildings or even photography, this is a must stop on the Sete Cidades route because it was awesome. Okay, let's keep going. Admittedly, and this is not a complaint, this is a compliment, I think. A lot of the stops are mostly just overlooks and different points of view of the lakes or the ocean or the towns, so we're just hitting them up, but they're very quick.
Quick little stop for some coffee, tea, and pastries, of course, at Casa de Ja, which means tea. And it's in the town of Sete Cidades, so it's a nice little stop along our loop here. We we of course had to make a quick pit stop at this church because it has the same name as our last name, St. Nicholas.
Also known as Igreja Sao Nicolau. I don't know, we're making a pretty good mark around here. At this point, we're just kind of hitting you with the rapid fire stops, honestly, so not gonna get that much more B-roll from us because it's all the same. Driving point to point, 5-10 minutes.
Lunch with a view, can't get better than this. Although the party would say condiments would make this better.
Or like a pizza.
Okay, well.
That was nice. Good little spot, nice weather.
Yeah, we keep joking that we packed wrong for this trip because we thought we were gonna have warmer days, and I declared today a short stay this morning, and it's turned out to be true, so I'm real happy about that.
The adventure continues here at the beach in the small town of Mosteiros, and there are some stunning cliffs and rock formations here. Not to mention it's a black sand beach from all of the volcano rock around here.
Driving down here to the black sand beach, just out of nowhere, you see these awesome rocks jutting out of the ocean behind us. It was so fun to drive up on it.
Honestly, if you had told me yesterday that here in the Azores we would be on the beach on a warm sunny day, there's no way I would have believed you.
And there's just something that feels so wrong about wearing shoes on the beach. I feel like I should be in my swimsuit walking around in this soft black sand. The Azores are just full of surprises. Around every bend is something new.
How many whales we spot?
We spotted no whales. I don't think it's the season.
But we have a whale of a good time.
We are trying to find a thermal pool that actually meets up with the ocean, so it cools the water down so you can swim in it. We're not really sure where it is though, so we're kind of navigating around this area, following a bunch of people. We did see people walking in swimsuits, so I am optimistic that we're here at low tide and can actually get in.
We found it. Love that, just the fact of all these lava rocks and formations around. We're debating, but it definitely seems like it's worth changing into the swimsuits. They do have some nice changing facilities if you need that down here close to the pool. We kind of figured when else are you going to have an opportunity to swim in a thermal, hot springs, tide pool? I don't know honestly if there's anywhere else you can do it, but we're certainly going to check that box now. A few little pots here like this one where you can even already feel the steam, so we didn't even have to check if it was warm. It's very obvious. Plus probably the fact that there's 20 people in there.
A little slippery, but
Yeah, it's nice.
it feels so good.
Woo, it's a pleasant surprise actually. Oh, my feet are cold. My body's warm.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
This is so awesome. They have all these little ropes up too, so you can just hang on to them and float out with the warm thermal water and then in with the cold Atlantic. It's amazing.
I don't think we even mentioned yet that you can only come here during low tide. So the timing really worked out for us today. Low tide is 3:50 p.m. or so. And supposedly there's like a 2-hour window maybe on either side before the water gets too high and we can't come in. So great timing. You can see it's starting to fill up a little bit. I think we're approaching the peak tide time. It's funny, there's these little pockets of cold water at the bottom and like warm water up top. And you never know what the waves are gonna bring.
Like nature's hot tub.
The current?
Well, aggressive, you know, Mother Nature. She can't just make it easy.
Can you see my friend? He does not like the GoPro. He's looking to battle his reflection. The further you make your way towards the back here, the hotter it is, especially at low tide. We can feel how warm it is until a nice cool wave blows through and tries to rip me out of these rocks.
Wow, what a unique experience to be swimming in the natural tide pool at sunset. Oh, it was so incredible.
I can't believe we even debated that, to be honest. We weren't sure if we were gonna make the timing and everything, but this definitely seems like going out of your way for it is worth it.
Yeah, plan around the tide, make sure you come. We definitely got there at a good time as the tide was kind of starting to go out, and it was a lot more crowded as we were leaving. So perfect timing, I would say. We're pretty good at that today.
10 out of 10 for day 2 in the Azores.